Suicide bomber in the bottom of the...
Ahmed, the dead terrorist.
Shit.
Okay. Ready?
Wine business is funny. Yeah,
Yeah.
ready. Yeah.
Okay. Hi, and welcome here on Sini.com, the wine show. And I'm really happy and really excited today because today is a really special episode, like nearly every episode, because today is a really a premiere. And welcome to the dungeon of Mönchengladbach, because it's my first guest here in my studio. And welcome here, Sebastian. Nice to meet you.
Thank you. Great to be here.
Yeah. Actually, Can you say something about you? Because I think not so many people are knowing you right now. Maybe more in South Africa.
Especially here in Mönchengladbach.
Yeah.
Right? I'm a South African winemaker, running a small family business in the Walker Bay appellation.
Okay.
Southeast of Cape Town.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, you can see it here on the map.
Yeah. And we have a small family business making about 120,000 bottles.
Okay.
And we specialize in Chenin Blanc, and we make some interesting wines, I think.
So you're really taking care about everything. You are responsible for the vineyards. You're doing the wine. It's your job.
Yep.
Okay. You're totally 100% the vigneron.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's not such a common thing in South Africa. I think in Germany it's accepted that, you know, if you're in the wine business, you do every aspect of it. In South Africa, we have viticulturists and we have winemakers, and the two never normally meet, so they stay very separate. But for me, I've come from my father was the farmer in our business, and my mother she started the wine business in the early 90s. And so
what do you mean with wine business? Actually, the winemaking?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Was her decision?
Okay. Yeah. We needed to diversify our business, you know.
Okay.
The farm dates back to 1750.
Okay.
So it's a very old historical farm. And there were some people that started the wine business in the turn of the last century, so 1910, somewhere around there. And from there, my parents bought the farm in 1974.
Okay.
So when they did that, they renovated the vineyards, they replanted.
Okay.
And in the early 90s, when the political changes happened in South Africa, there was an opportunity to start making wine again and seeing what we could do with the grapes that we produce. So we had really great grapes, which we sold to other producers like Hamilton Russell in the Walker Bay.
Okay.
And they.
So did I understand right that you've sold the grapes to Hamilton Russell back in the day?
A small amount, yeah.
Yeah,
so
small. Okay.
The most of it went to a
you
cooperative.
start like the business like this, starting to sell the grapes, and afterwards say, oh.
There's some potential, and also the South African market was opening up, so there was potential to expose our wines to the international market. In South Africa, there was too much wine already, and there was no space for new wine. So it was a great opportunity, and thanks to my mother and my father, they started it, and I came in and took over the wine business, and
you was directly like from the beginning, from a small boy really in love with wine, or you just did some other works before you did? Yeah.
I was forced, you know. A good family business. That you must work for the family business. No.
Okay.
No. I think for me, my dream was to be a marine biologist, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, that was really when I was a kid. I thought that's going to be my profession. I love the ocean and I love surfing and and not your kind of surfing, proper surfing.
Okay, like the proper surfing.
The proper one.
Yeah, I was with surfing too in Brazil sometimes, and was really washed by the waves. It was like for me because I was skateboarding many years, and. But it's
hard work, eh?
Yeah, absolutely, it's different.
Like winemaking, you have to do it for a long time before you get the feel for it, eh?
Yeah, of course, yes. And but we come back now to South Africa winemaking, Walker Bay.
Walker Bay.
can you explain something? The wine lovers about. Say something about Walker Bay, because I think it's really different than Stellenbosch.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I think the name Walker Bay tells you it's close to the ocean, and that is the biggest influence on the climate.
Cool winds.
Cool winds, cool influence from the sea. It's always lovely to see tourists come to South Africa, and then they see this beautiful ocean, and they run down to the sea, and they run in, and it's freezing cold. So you know, people don't expect it, but it's still Atlantic Ocean, most of it, with a little bit of a mix of Indian Ocean, and that has a big influence on the whole Cape climate, but especially in the Walker Bay, it has a very intense.
South Pole is not far away. Right?
No, it's not so far.
Okay.
Actually, my wife's flying down there for a one-day job. She's got a catering business, so she's flying down to cook some food.
Okay, this is interesting.
But the other thing I think that with the Walker Bay is it's the town of Hermanus is really the place that everybody knows. So whenever they ask about where we are, it's Hermanus. But we're 20 minutes from Hermanus, a little bit more inland, in the Bot River Valley.
Okay. Yeah. So you have this of course the famous vineyards like wineries from Hamilton Russell, Bouchard,
exactly.
and yours is more in the inland.
A little bit,
more higher from altitude.
Yeah, a little bit. It's at about 100 meters. It's not. It's all pretty close to the ocean level, and that has a moderating effect on the climate, on the temperature. It obviously cools the climate, but it doesn't get extremely cold in the winter because the sea is always moderating it. Yeah.
Okay. Sebastian, I think we can start the tasting.
Cool.
I'm really excited. So we start with the first wine. The first wine is here, the Haute Marguerite, and this is Chenin Blanc 100%. And first of all, you're producing also Chenin Blanc in stainless steel or on concrete tanks.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
And this is this one is,
for special wine.
Special wine. Say something about Haute Marguerite, or who's Marguerite?
She was my grandmother, so she was my father's mother.
Okay.
Her first name was Hope. Her second name Marguerite, and her surname Beaumont, or Beaumont if you want to say it in the French way.
Beaumont.
Well, we don't say it like that. And she was just an inspirational woman and a very important person in our business. She loved wine, she loved farming, she was a fanatical gardener, and she was passionate about many different things.
Okay. Good to have a grandma like this, right?
Yeah, it's very important. Yeah. Both my grandmothers are like this. The other one is not. She's has more the artistic side of it. So
good influence.
And yes, very good, very good. And we made this wine really by accident the first year in 1996. We made one barrique of this Chenin Blanc, barrel fermented and matured, and we left it for 24 months in barrique. It was very unusual, very expressive, very different kind of wine. I still remember it very clearly. And since then we've kind of developed it a little bit more, fine-tuned it.
You're using now bigger tunnels, like 400 liters?
400 liters, exactly.
Bigger,
400 liters on this. So to minimize the barrique kind of influence on the wine, I use as much old barriques as possible, and it spends 1 year in barrel, basically, from vintage to vintage, and then we take it out and immediately put the new wine into the barrel. So
sorry when I interrupted. The wines that came from old grapes, you said, like average year, you can say.
For South Africa, it's old. I mean, in Europe, it's not so old, but 38 years old. This vineyard, and that has a huge influence on the style of this wine.
Of course,
obviously, it's well known that older vineyards produce different character, more kind of individual flavors and intensity to the wine. So you can taste it, and I think this is a good reflection of Chenin Blanc made with more secondary characteristics. It can be a very fruity, very primary character wine when it's in stainless steel or just concrete fermented, and this is allowing it to develop some different character.
Well, the color is really has a ripe color.
Yeah.
So it's like, and there's some typical, the soils, is you have like clay or something special?
Yeah, I think our soils are in the whole Walker Bay area. There are two different soil types. You get Table Mountain sandstone, which is weathered sandstone off the mountains, and then you have something called Bockerveld shale, or it's a duplex kind of clay bottom soil with a stony, gravelly topsoil, which it doesn't have a lot of vigor, so the vines don't grow too aggressively, but that's good for producing good wines.
Okay, so let's go back to the wine. So really excited. It's like really jumping out of the glass.
Yeah.
Wow.
Intense spiciness
Yes.
and Chenin fruit characteristics,
Absolutely.
which makes it different to barrel fermented Chardonnay.
But really ripe notes. It's really clear, but really fresh also.
Yeah.
Wow, okay, yes, like this a little bit pineapple.
Yeah, exactly. That's one of the typical characteristics with Chenin.
And what you were talking before with the wood, with the expression of the wood, really soft.
Yeah.
I think it's fit in really. It's good in the balance with the fruit.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
For me, it's like as a winemaker, I think the modern style of winemaking, we've learned from what the Californians did with Chardonnay, and that very, very wooded style of Chardonnay. And I think everybody around the world has kind of realized, let's hold back on that style. Let's make it a little bit more elegant. Wood is good, but not too much. It mustn't overpower the fruit. It must allow the grape to still speak of its characteristics and its qualities. Yeah, it's really important.
Absolutely. So check out the nose. It's really, that's beautiful. I like it.
It's nice down here in the cellars of Mönchengladbach.
The dungeon of Mönchengladbach, yeah, part 1. So, wow.
So it's completely natural fermentation. So no inoculated yeast, but good. The only thing I don't allow in this wine is malolactic, the secondary fermentation.
And I think it's really adding really good to the wine because it keeps the freshness.
Freshness,
yeah?
exactly.
Absolutely. And it's so long and the lingers really long. And you have lots of intensive aromas, like once again the ripe aromas of the pineapple. You have some
green apple.
Yeah, green apple like
melon
this.
kind of flavors.
Some lemon chest also. Wow, really, absolutely, and really, you feel something vibrant in the wine.
Yeah,
really,
it's alive,
absolutely, alive, right? Wow, good. Okay, we're heading to the next wine. Is the 2009 Pinotage, and the matador of South Africa. You can say it's the typical grape for the most famous grape in South Africa, Pinotage, and actually, Pinotage is a
cross
between
Pinot Noir
and no, it's a South
Hermitage.
African. Hermitage and Sanso, right?
Sanso, exactly.
Right. And say something about the 2009 vintage. Is there something special to say about it?
Yeah, I think it's. I mean, I think the wine speaks for itself. It's 2009 is we've just started bottling the 2009 vintage.
Okay.
And this was bottled about 3 months ago, and I'm very excited about it. I think it's for us at Beaumont. It's a very expressive vintage. The fruit is very generous.
Okay.
But very pure, and for Pinotage quite a delicate wine, because sometimes Pinotage can be quite heavy and rustic. Yeah.
Okay.
And I look for more the Pinot Noir characteristics in the grape.
Yeah.
We use open concrete tanks for fermenting. We do pigeage on the skins, so mixing them by hand all the time.
Wow.
And that keeps you in touch with the wine. During the whole fermentation. It makes sure that you really are watching it. And with Pinotage, like with Pinot Noir, it inherited a lot of those characteristics.
Yeah, of course.
You have to be very delicate and very careful with the grape.
Okay.
And otherwise, you can make very strong wines.
It's like with the woman or with the wife. Just take care about your wife. Yeah.
Very important.
Okay, very important. So, it's absolutely the color. really fleshy. It's like
it's very typical Pinotage when you look at it
Wow.
in a blind tasting. Normally, Pinotage, especially young wines, will have very purple edge to the color.
Yeah.
And that's a very distinctive like Pinotage character.
So this is the nose is like seductive nose, right? It's like it's full of fruit, like not the heavy fruit. It's like the more the dark, the red and the woodberries.
Yeah.
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 You have some lot of kirsch,
Kirsch,
mulberries.
cherries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Mulberries is something I always use as a description for Pinotage. It always has a bit of that mulberry kind of characteristic.
My first impression is absolutely juicy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
On the nose, it's juicy. Yeah, I think it leads you into your palate, and you'll see on the palate, it's like it's got that same similar juiciness, which is I think it's. That's why I'm very happy.
I hope for you. So let's taste it.
Juicy.
Yeah, juicy and absolutely fresh.
Yeah.
It's not like the big one, super extraction.
Yeah.
It's like this. You have good juice, really. It's full. It's good stuff. The wine and makes it really fresh because the berries are really in the upfront.
Yeah.
But you have some in the back, a little bit, just a hint of like you say chocolate, some coffee, but really softly delight. Good minerals, also some graphite notes, and
it's quite nice spiciness that runs through the aftertaste.
Yeah, I like the juiciness. Absolutely, it's really it's a good Pinotage. Yeah, because I think the Pinotage can be really, like you said before, you have to take care a lot of.
It's like Spätburgunder. I mean, it's a real winemaking. You have to be very careful in the winemaking and in the viticulture. So it's really you have to work intensely with the grape, both in the vineyards and in the cellar. And I make 2 barrels of Pinot Noir a year for my mother's. It's her wine, but we try to make it, and that's a difficult grape. And I realize why it makes Pinot Noir such an interesting grape. And Pinotage is very similar.
Compliment once again. Once again, a good job.
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, we're heading to the next wine. It's the Vitruvian. Yeah, 2009 also.
No, 2006.
2006, sorry.
Yeah.
And can you explain once again Vitruvian, what the name stands for?
On the farm we have a 200-year-old watermill.
Okay.
Yeah, and a key part of that is known as the Vitruvian mill.
Okay.
If you look back in Roman times, there was a guy called Vitruvius who wrote a whole lot of books on engineering, and one of the things was he changed the way watermills worked.
Okay.
I'm not going to get into the whole detail of it because it's complicated, but I wanted to name this wine after something on the farm, and that's something that connected to the farm itself. Mostly because this is a blend that I made up myself. So it's something I've been working on as a concept for a long time.
So it's a blend of
Mourvèdre,
okay,
Pinotage, Shiraz,
okay,
and a little bit of Cabernet Franc.
okay.
So
Cabernet Franc. I like Cabernet Franc.
Yeah, it's a great grape.
Yeah.
It's for the seasoning.
Yeah,
it's like the salt and the pepper. Yeah.
Yeah, the spiciness. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So for me, this is the first release that we ever produced. So I've made wines before with this kind of blend, working on the blend idea, but never released a wine yet. And the 2006 was the first vintage where I thought, wow, already we've got something that captures the uniqueness of my farm, the grapes that we use, and a blend is always an interesting way to express a different character of a whole lot of varietals, and maybe something more of the place. It's like Bordeaux does, or the Rhone in the southern Rhone area. you create these blends that capture. You cannot recreate them somewhere else. And I'm very proud of South Africa and of the wines that we produce. And we're not in Bordeaux, we're not in the Rhone.
Yeah.
So for me to make a blend that is something unique from Beaumont was the idea behind it. So that's where I came up with these varietals and this style of blend. So yeah.
Okay, I'm excited. So let's taste the wine. Actually, the color is really still looks really young.
Yeah.
Well, in 2006, I think it's 5 years. It's like.
Yeah, it's still got a beautiful color. It's still fresh and alive. And I think you pick that up on the nose as well.
Yeah.
There's a lot of fruits and
Absolutely.
I know the wine, so I mustn't tell you what you taste.
No. But it's like my first impression is like comparing with the Pinotage. It's more complex. It's more dense to the core of the wine from the fruit.
Yeah.
It's like more spiciness. But still has this typical Beaumont juiciness. Or let me drink the wine juiciness. So
that's the idea. Wine is there to be drunk, huh? Not to be tasted.
Especially here in the dungeon of Mönchengladbach.
Very important.
Do you know Borussia Mönchengladbach? Actually,
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where is it? I think it's the most famous and important soccer team here in Germany.
Ah,
so
really?
Let's talk
I will
about wine.
disagree with you on that. I think my German team is very close to where we stay.
Who is it?
St. Pauli, of course. Who else?
Okay, St. Pauli, absolutely. Yeah, we are connected.
Yeah, we
St.
agree,
Pauli's great. Yeah. That was great.
You'll never walk alone. That's the.
You never walk alone. Yeah. So great, huh? Really complex. And it's still. I think it's. You don't have the matured aromas. It's still really young and.
Yeah, that's what I wanted in a blend. I didn't want to have this big bomb fruit, thing that kind of came out of the glass. I wanted complexity and layers and something that kept alive when you smelt it and you think, oh, it really must stimulate your senses. Yeah.
So.
Wines are tasting good this morning.
Wow. Absolutely. Ooh. Super. This is like the confirmation from the nose. It's really more dense to the core. It's more juicy. It's more complex, more spicy. It's like, but in a good sense, not too heavy. It still has this freshness and this absolutely seductive juiciness. I think it's this is great stuff, huh? It's good. And it's still young. I think this one will still age really.
I think it's
well.
going to age beautifully. I think that's the.
Yeah.
It was one of the. I think also when you make a serious wine, you want it to be able to age, and you want it to. Not everybody keeps a wine, unfortunately, these days. But for those who do, I think this will have 10 or 15 years still to go, and I think it'll be interesting in that time.
Wow.
Obviously, it's the first time I make it or bottle it officially, so I have no knowledge or track record of it, but we learn as we go.
Yeah, I think your concept of the wine is really is absolutely success. It's absolutely because I think you have these wines when you're feeling that when they're in your mouth, when they have the special grip, like some really characteristical, something characteristical. I really appreciate and wine absolutely for me special recommendation. It's absolutely. 100%, and I think I would give this wine for me. It's like 94, 95 points. It's really good. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Cool.
So Sebastian, I'm really appreciate that you had time to be the first guest here in the dungeon of Mönchengladbach. I wish you luckiness, happiness, good vintage, and take care of your wife. When she's coming back, and for you, I hope that you enjoyed the clip, the video, Sebastian, the wines of Beaumont. Beaumont, how you say it? Beaumont? Beaumont. I really can recommend it. It's like absolutely the Chenin Blanc, Pinotage, and Vitruvian.
Well done.
Well done. Really good wine. So I I see you in the next
Like
clip.
that,